Talking about your biology, your problem with the phosphorus.
Oh, I don't. I don't know. To be honest with you, the biology is in control, and since I can't talk to them, it's pretty tough to tell me which root's which.
Right. So what I'm saying is that I've learned from experience that if the pH is off a little bit, so is the biology. There are different biological entities, so to speak, microbes and stuff, survive only within a certain pH range.
Correct.
So it's not a very wide range. Usually you have a wide range so you can encompass more of the biology, more different types of biology within a wider range. Unfortunately, some of the biology that you need are the ones that handle these exotic varieties of trace minerals that you're missing in order for them to be more available. And so and if you were to study that more and more, you'll find that these biologies it's not there because the plants are not normally from an environment that has these type of biology in their system. So like your plants that you're growing, maybe where they're being normally come from may have the proper biology that breaks it down for them. More likely what happens, so they're genetically more adaptable in their country where they were grown, because the biology is there that normally will provide this type of trace mineral. Growing them in a different environment, i.e. in a container, for example, or some other thing is different than that means that you have to say, well, my biology in the container is radically different than the biology that plants normally grows in. You see, right? And it's usually
there's the flip side of that too, Andy. Was the seed that I got grown in a biological system that added the right biology into it, or was it grown in a system that lacked biology? And so that biology that's supposed to come with your seed wasn't there in the first place because of how that seed was produced.
Right. So you always, because we're human beings, we tend to have a multiple ways of screwing up.
That's an understatement.
That's just one way. So there are many different things we can do. If you recall, I talked about how to be able to determine if seeds are female or not. Well, we can screw that up so many different ways. You can have males, you can have hermaphrodites, you have all kinds of things other than the female. And you have to have the perfect conditions to make that plant grow that way. It's depending with the biology. And if people are not even keying into biology, in other words, they're growing stuff and selling the seeds and plant, and they have no idea what biology they were growing in, they can't really duplicate that again, or you can't. So my experience has been that when I first grow something, vegetables or whatever it is, I try to imagine what country and what kind of environment and what kind of ecosystem they had, what was going on there. And that would tell me something, whether or not it's a tropical environment, or if it's a Mediterranean environment or a desert environment. What kind of biology would normally be, they genetically have been modified over the years with, as opposed to in our environment, we're growing them now, we're feeding them something that in a way they're not totally capable of getting. So that comes down to how well you feed them. You're doing a water hydroponic system, right?
No, 100% soil and organic.
Right. Okay, so the hydroponics, at least you have a little bit more control over the nutrition and because the way the liquid is made, and if you do it right, you don't have to worry so much about the pH, even though hydroponics is not really the best way for the biology, right?
Well, it depends on what you use. Like we've got Super Nessa that we see in our chat quite often that is using tree sap. So he's doing a DWC or deep water culture system using tree sap as his feeding regimen. So it is possible to have a wide range of biology. And I think that's the only one I've really seen that is more biologically driven than salt driven. And that's what is really hard on the biology and knocks it back on a consistent basis when you feed.
Exactly right. So it's like really cool that every once in a while you get this human being that comes up with a system where everybody else was failing miserably. And it just shows that we can adapt, come up with a better and better system. But generally speaking, the hydroponics that I've been used to, the biology would take over. And if you're not careful, next thing you know, you have everything's dying. It smells awful. Everything, right? So, but what it comes down to again is those particular exotic trace minerals.
Yeah.
And they all have a really cool, weird name to them, and like chromium.
What I won't even try to pronounce, okay?
Right. So I've given up on trying to even acknowledge what they are, other than the fact that I learned that once I get a wide range of a base, think of it as a pyramid. You know how they have the food eating? I stoned in 604. It's a stoned in. Wow, that name, stoned in. Sounds like an English thing, right? Hi, I'm from Stoned in.